Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to give you a close-up look at the Anastasia Self-Made palette. This is basically a bonus video. This is the same footage that I used to show two different looks from the palette and to show swatches, and I will link that video down below. But I wanted to slow the footage down and show you in a little more detail how I created that second look, which is a bit more of a sultry look. I'm starting first of all by priming my eyes. I'm using the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer, and I'm basically just covering my entire eye area with that all the way up to the brow bone. And then using a fluffy eyeshadow brush from BH Cosmetics, I am tapping the shade Buttery all over my eyelid and again up to my brow bone. So it's basically covering everywhere where I place that primer initially. What's going to happen with this shade is it doesn't really add to the color at all, but it creates a really smooth blendable base so that as I put more colors on top, they look soft and they blend well together. The next shade going on, same brush, I tapped it into the shade Blush, which is a very pale silvery gray, has a bit of a shimmer of pink in it. It's really interesting. It's almost like a shift rather than a shimmer. And it's hard to pick that part up on camera, but you can definitely see it when you look in the pan. And I just want to cool the eye color a bit. So I'm putting that all over the lid, and it's just bringing that soft gray shade to the entire lid so far. Not up into the brow bone, but just over the lid and barely into the crease. And then from there, I'm actually going to start using the brush that comes with the palette. It's a really nice brush. It's double-ended and it has a more compact side, which is what I'm starting with. And it has a fluffier end as well for blending. So using the more compact end, I'm going into the shade Spirit Rock. And this is a matte black that has some purple sparkle in it. And I'm just staying very close to the lower lash line and I'm packing that across, just like I'm applying eyeliner almost, but it's more smudgy and more smoky. And I'm extending it out a ways until the tiny bit of a wing sort of extends to the edge of my eye out towards where the end of my eyebrow is. And then pulling down from there, I'm bringing that same shade, Spirit Rock, down to my lower lash line, but I'm only coming about halfway across the lower lash line with that shade. I'm just giving it an extra smudge there with my fingers. Packing on some extra color just to deepen it up, but making sure it stays nice and soft. Extending that wing just a little bit by barely using pressure with that brush. You can get a nice fine detail because it is a stiffer style of brush end. And then I'm going to just follow and do the exact same thing on the other eye. I like that there's a matte black in this palette, but it has that little twist of some purple shimmer in it. When you look at it on the eye, it really just appears matte black, which is such a nice thing to have in any palette. But that shimmer just makes it a little bit extra special. So when you're looking up close at the look, you can see some of that purple glitter, which I think is a really nice touch. I wanted a bit more of a wing with this look, so I'm actually going back in with the brush and pulling that wing out a little bit more. It's all about the pressure you're using with the brush, and by barely touching the skin as I'm applying it, I was able to get a pretty sharp wing with just the eyeshadow. And then I'm going to the lower lash line on this eye as well. And I'm loving the way it looks, but I am going to take the fluffy side and I'm just going to blend out that wing a little bit. Because Spirit Rock is so pigmented, my wing stays put, but I'm just softening the very edges of it. And the fluffy end of this brush is really fantastic as well. I'm loving that. But now I'm going into the shade Witchy, and this is a deeper gray tone, somewhere in between Spirit Rock and Blush, and I'm putting that in the outer corner. Basically, I'm connecting that wing into my crease, and it's just enhancing the shape of my eye and making the eye look have a little bit more impact. And then I'm just going to continue to deepen it up a little bit and blend, blend, blend. I'm just going back and forth over the areas so that it really distributes the color into that blush shade that's all over the lid and up through the crease so that it just looks really soft and romantic while being sultry. I love that this look has no eyeliner, that it's all created with the shadows. To add a little extra pop of dimension to the eyes, I'm going in with the shade Treasure. And this is just a really pretty highlight shimmer shade. It's basically a champagne shade, maybe with a slight twist of pink, but it's truly neutral, and it is a great accent to basically any look you could make with this palette, so it's perfect for adding that pop of shimmer. You could add that to the inner corner, you could add it to the lower lash line as well, but I'm actually going to take it on a fluffy brush, that same one that we started with, and I'm going to add it to the brow bone. But before I do that, I'm taking just the slightest tap of the shade Sherbet, which is a nice warm kind of mid-toned shade, and I'm blending that into the crease just to enhance it a little bit more. You don't have to do this step, but I was feeling like it looked a little too cool. So I added that in, but then I'm going into Treasure, and that's going to get placed right on the brow bone just to bring some highlight to that area as well. And now one of my favorite parts is taking a pencil brush. I am adding the shade Deep Purple to the remainder of the lower lash line. This shade of purple is so stunning. I love it so much. It's one of my favorites in the palette. I feel like it really makes the palette. You have such a good variety of neutrals and then this incredible pop of purple. So that's going across the lower lash line. I'm blending it into Spirit Rock, which is up to the outer edge, that black matte, and just bringing it across the lower lash line, but not all the way to the inner part of the eye. And I'm focusing really on top of the lashes as much as I can, so that it doesn't look like I have dark circles under my eyes, but just like my eye area itself is highlighted. And then I'm just dipping right back into Spirit Rock, that matte black, to enhance the black one last time to really deepen it up after all of the blending, so that I still maintain that kind of eyeliner sort of look. And then I'm just using a bit of setting spray to make sure my makeup stays in place and that those shadows are really locked down on my eyes. I'm going in then with the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Intenza mascara. I've been liking this mascara lately. It's a nice moussey kind of formula, so I find that it doesn't get too wet or clumpy. It's one of the only mascaras that I've been able to layer without any noticeable clumps, so that is definitely a bonus. I've never tried any of the other like butterfly mascaras from L'Oreal, so let me know if you've tried any of the original ones, because this is the Intenza one. Do you like them? Are the brushes slightly different? This one is supposed to have that like winged thing going on all the way around the brush, and it works. I definitely like it, but I'm just not sure how it's so different than the other ones. But if you've tried them, let me know what you think. So I hit the upper and lower lashes, and then I'm just going back in quickly for a second coat to really add drama. Loving the eye look, and basically the look is finished. I already had my face done, but I wanted to point out that I was using this lip color from Kiko Cosmetics. This is in the shade 612, and it's one of their matte lipsticks. I love the packaging. I love everything about it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.